Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So today I am back with another project pan update, and today's update is going to be in a tutorial style. So I'm going to show you how I like to use all the products in my plan, and also it is just a really good opportunity for me to use the products in my plan, because a lot of the times not everything I use every day, just because I'm always filming a review for something else. So it's a good way to, you know, use up some products. But honestly, this month was pretty good considering February was a shorter month, but it was a really good month. It was a really good brow month, and you guys are gonna see the updates. It's pretty good. I mean, don't get your expectations too high, but still, I think it was a pretty good month. So yeah, it's going to be in a tutorial style, so I'm going to show you how I use everything, and it's quite chatty as well. So with that being said, if you guys are curious to see my update on everything and how I like to use everything, then please continue watching. Alright, so what I always like to start off with is my lips. I always need some type of lip balm, and I always like to start off with my lip oil. So this is the ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in the shade Hot Shot. So I told you guys last month that I was going to depot this, and I haven't gotten around to, but I'm probably gonna do it after I film today. As you can see, I'm like scraping the sides, and although it looks like there's a lot of product at the bottom of it, there's actually not that much. It's just on the sides. It's just the wand can't reach the side, if that makes sense. So this just gives my lips some good hydration and a little bit of a tint. But okay, for my primers, I go in with my Pixie oil first. I would say I used quite a lot this month actually, and I would say overall I'm about like halfway through the bottle, so that is always nice to see. I feel like these kind of products last you almost like up to a year, or like almost a year. I think that's like generally, if you're using it every day, that's like my general, what is it, what do I call it, my general, what is the word I'm trying to think of? General... I clearly just woke up. My general what? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh, I'm probably making no sense. Anyway, the next primer I have is this one from NYX. It's their pore filler. This is actually just like a deluxe sample size, and I take about this much, and it's actually been lasting me a really long time. Like, considering it's like a sample size, right? It's been lasting me quite a while. So I like to like put it in this area where my pores are. And this, you know, it's hard to tell like where I am, but it does feel a little bit empty. I'm squeezing a little bit harder for the product to come out. So I don't know, maybe 2 months-ish. I think I can finish it. Then for foundation, I have used a little bit, but still I don't use so much every day. Like, I really do take the tiniest amount, so I will take maybe like half a pump. That's kind of half a pump, and then I'll actually mix my Perudo BB cream. This is in the shade 23 Natural Beige, and I'll take a little bit of this as well, like that. The Urban Decay one, the color is really, really yellow. And although I do have like a golden undertone, it's like a little too yellow on me even. So I just like to use like this Perudo BB cream, because it is quite like neutral leaning. So I feel like it kind of evens it out a little bit. You could even add like a blue foundation in. That will definitely neutralize. And these days, I have really been enjoying a brush. This one is from e.l.f. It's just their foundation brush. It's my favorite brush, honestly. Which, by the way, I have reactivated my Sigma code. So if you guys want to purchase anything off Sigma, I really do love their brushes. I haven't used any of their makeup though, but I really do like their brushes. I do have a code now. It is JUDY10. I used to have a code with them, but then it kind of just expired or something. I never really renewed it. I didn't really review the brand, but they reached out again and asked me if I wanted to reactivate it. So yeah, it's there for you guys. So hopefully I can play with more Sigma products in the future. But I've been breaking out a lot recently, so I have been really enjoying like a full coverage foundation. This foundation is discontinued, which makes me really sad, because I would have gotten another one like once I finish this one, because I really like the formula on this. I really like how matte and the coverage it gives. Like, this bottle here is my second bottle, so like I really love this foundation, but it's a bummer that it's gone. But it's a good thing, because I can try a new foundation. And you guys know I did put myself on a low buy. So I can only try 2 new foundations this year, which honestly, I think I probably will only end up trying 1. I'm doing pretty good with my low buy, guys. Like, just a really quick update. But with that being said, yes, it's only March, which feels crazy. I know February was a shorter month, but still, it's like, what? It's already March. I'm gonna get the Coastsource foundation. I think that's the foundation I want to try. It's either that one or the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, because I love the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So it just makes sense that I would like the foundation, right? Doesn't make sense. Now it's for concealer. So the concealer that I've had in my plan is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And in the beginning, I was using it like more frequently, but these days, yeah, I really have not been using it. So I said I was gonna give it another month, and I gave it another month, but I still did not use it as much. Like, this is a concealer that I use for like random things, so like cleaning up my brows. I did this like heart look where I had to like carve out a heart on my cheek, and I use this concealer for it. Like, I use it for those little things like cleaning up, whatnot, but I don't use it for my concealer. So I'm gonna take this out, and I'm not going to add in another concealer. Like, I just not really in the mood to be playing with other concealers right now, because my tried and true concealer is the Too Faced one. And although I do have a few other concealers in my collection that I do use here and there on rotation, but there's nothing that I really want to like pan right now, and I'm pretty good with like not buying so many new concealers. So yeah, I think I'm good, but I'm going in with my favorite, and it's just literally what I use all the time. I can't get enough of this concealer, guys. Like, it's just so good. Although I think maybe next time I can get a different shade. I've been using almond. This is my second almond bottle. And then before that, I used a different shade. I can't remember though, but yeah, so this technically is my 3rd bottle. It's just so good. And for my concealer around my face, like on my blemishes, I actually like just to use the same brush, so I feel like it really presses in and covers my scarring. I've been breaking out a lot. Like, I've been breaking out like a week before my period, and then like during the week of my period, so it's like 2 weeks out of the month. And also, like, I've been breaking out a lot around here because of my mask. Here in New Zealand, before, like, honestly, before maybe like in 2020, like, we didn't really wear masks a lot. Like, obviously we wore it while we were in lockdown, but once we got out of lockdown, like, it wasn't required for us to wear it, just because the cases were so low here. Cases are so high in New Zealand right now. Usually we would get like 100 new cases a day, but it's like 12k cases a day. Now it's time to set everything in. My powder, this is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. I thought this was discontinued, but it's not. They just repackaged it. So in my December update, I said that I was going to finish it in February of 2022, and now it's the end of February, and I have not finished it. But honestly, like, you could give me maybe like 3 more days and it's gonna be gone. Like, there is not that much left. So technically, I did kind of guess that right, because it is pretty much almost finished. Like, there's not much left at all. I'm probably gonna finish it like this coming week. And I am receiving a new loose powder from IT Cosmetics, so that's on the way. That technically is not like a purchase, because it's for a video that I'm gonna do on my Instagram. That one is coming, so that will be my next loose powder, but I just don't have it on me right now. So it's kind of like perfect timing, because I did need a new loose powder. But I like to take this much on my sponge, and I'll actually just like dab it out on the back of my hand so there's like less, and then I'll push it in here, and then once there's like pretty much little to nothing left, I'll take it under my eyes, just because I don't want too much powder underneath my eyes, because that's where it can look the most cakey on me. And then here is the update on my Bite Beauty Change of Makeup powder. The pan I feel like might be the same, because I feel like the border, it's a little thicker, so it might be taking me a little bit more longer, but I just like to press this where I didn't use the loose powder. So I kind of like to take that onto my neck as well. Now we have my setting spray, which there is definitely not a lot left. I'm probably gonna finish this also within the next month, but I guessed last month that I was gonna finish it in March or April, and I think I definitely will finish this in March, so I kind of guessed that right. But this definitely did not last long, and honestly the nozzle was my favorite thing about it. But the nozzle is kind of weird now, so I like to just spray my sponge. Okay, the nozzle right now was okay, but usually it's a little like, and I just like to tap over my skin with this. So now it's time for my brows, and usually I don't film my brows on camera because brows always end up a little thicker when I film it because like I'm concentrating on two different things. But I have been getting a few comments asking me to show how I draw on my brows, which I honestly don't do anything special, and I personally don't like how my brows look most of the time. What I actually like to do first is taking just a pressed translucent powder. This one is from e.l.f., which you can see the pan on this one is pretty big. It's not in my project pan, but I use this literally all the time, and I use this mostly just to further set my brows, and I like to go against my brow hairs so it's really set, because for me, when I draw my brows directly onto my skin, I feel like they just look a little bit more blotchy because the product has nothing to grip onto because I don't have hair. So if you have a lot of hair, that could be a different story, but because like I'm literally just drawing on my skin, like I'm not. This is so sparse, guys. But let's talk about the update first, because this month for my brows, guys, you will not believe how good this month was. Like, this month was the brow month. First things first, I did finish up my NYX micro brow pencil, which I did predict. It happened. It's gone. One of my favorites. This might be like my 10th pencil. I'm gonna repurchase, but I do have some other brow pencils I want to get through. I'll show you the brow pencil I'm currently using right now. So that is gone. But what is probably the most satisfying thing out of this whole update, maybe out of all the updates I've done, is that we have finally finished the Winky Lux Unibrow. If you guys have been keeping along since the beginning, you will know how long it's been taking me. If you watched Kelly's project pen as well, I know she struggled finishing her triangle brow pencil, which she did, and I did too. It is pretty much gone. Like, it's blunt. It's like, you know, I can't really roll this up. It's gone. Like, it's done. It's done. It's finally gone, guys. But then also in my brow powder, we hit pan in that darkest shade. It is just a tiny pan, but it's a pan nonetheless. And I was not expecting it. Like, I knew the dent was getting a little lower, but I was like shocked when I saw it. So literally all three of my brow products this month I finished, or I either hit pan, and also this pan is just getting longer. You know, I'm thinking of like creating just a line through it because I'm getting there, seriously. But yeah, this one I use to fill in my hairline sometimes if I'm doing like a certain hairstyle. I have very sparse hair just everywhere, and I also use this for my liner sometimes. But yeah, what a great month, right, guys? 2 brow pencils finished, like on the same month, gone, out, goodbye. But the thing is, like, I still keep these because my new brow pencil, this one is from Bold Face Beauty. It's their Better Brow in B10. I've been using this one. Actually, some of it did snap because I did travel with it and it kind of snapped, but it's okay because this brow pencil, the spoolie on this is seriously so useless. It does not brush out the product, so I've been keeping these on hand and using the spoolie on the NYX one or the Winky Lux one because it works so much better. So yeah, the spoolie on this is not great, but it's what I've been using. Onto the brows. I know that was a long update, but what I like to do is kind of draw a line underneath here. And I do like my brows a little straighter. And then I'm taking this shade in the middle and I like to fill in starting from the bottom. Oh my gosh, okay. As I'm using this right now, literally, it's merging a new little pan. Oh my gosh, this month, seriously guys, such a good brow month. But that is pretty much what I do to my brows. I don't even use eyebrow gel anymore just because, I don't know, not in the mood to. But that's what I typically do, and I'm just gonna go off camera just to like finesse it because I can already see it being quite uneven right now as I'm doing it. Alright, so as you can see, I did do one eye off camera just to save a bit of time. I think I've been doing this for so long that I'm just so used to doing one eye first and then filming the other eye. Like, it's weird to me to do both of my eyes at the same time. I'm gonna go in with primer. This is the ColourPop Party Proof. You guys still ask me what I think about this. It's not my favorite. I use it because I have it. It's lightweight, but I don't know, I think the texture of it, it's like very silicone-y. It's not my favorite for an eye primer. But let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. So I added this in last month. It's the Natasha Denona Mini Bieber palette. And I think this was a good addition to my project pan. I think the pans still look quite new, as this is literally a new palette. When I added it into my plan, I think I've only used it maybe 2 to 3 times, so not often. So it's gonna be a while until we see any progress on it, but I really have been using this a lot more. I think in February I had a little bit more time to play with it. I think I've used this shade the most, the metallic, but I do use all the shades, and this look is kind of like my go-to look with it. So I take this shade at the end, which is called Wink. This is the like cream to powder formula, and I'll just take out my finger and I'll just swipe it all on my lid kind of quickly like this, dab it out, and then taking a blending brush, I'll take a mixture of these two like transition shadows. I'll take that into my crease, sort of blending out that lid shade. But I do use all the shades, which is nice because I think sometimes when it comes to eyeshadow palettes you don't end up using all the shades, but for this I do. You guys are doing well, I think, with all the news right now. It is really scary, and I do have links down below where you can help Ukraine and resources and everything. If you guys have any more links, feel free to like send them over. I can leave that in my description. But it is very overwhelming and it's very scary. Like, I just felt so anxious. I felt so sick because I was so anxious about it. You know, although it's good to be informed about everything, you know, if you need time off, you know, take that time off, because it's really hard to read and hard to like see all those images. Times are really difficult right now, and film my videos, like I kind of forget about everything because I'm just so focused on filming my video. And I hope like you guys coming to my channel, it kind of gives you that space as well, just for, you know, like 15-20 minutes, because I think we all need that kind of space. And like for me, it's like my job as well, so that's great. Like I can, you know, just kind of get lost in the world of makeup for a little bit. But of course there are bigger things going on in the world. If you guys want some like happy things to watch, I would recommend watching Going 17. Like, even if you're not into K-pop, I think 17 is a really funny group, and their variety show, which is just on YouTube, you can just search Going 17. It is so funny, and it literally just puts me in a better mood. I feel like less anxious when I watch it because it's just like funny, you know. But anyway, I'm now gonna take the darkest brown here on an angle brush, and I'm gonna use this for my winged liner. And then lastly, from the palette, I like to take the metallic shade, and I like to use it to highlight the lower lash line, just at the inner third here. So now back onto the face, an update on my Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette. One of you guys said I should just take this out because it's like almost gone, but no, I'm gonna keep it until I finish this last thing, because we are gonna finish this entire palette. So that contour shade, like honestly, I think this past month I did such good progress on it. Like that pan, seriously, so big, like really there's not much there. But what I've been doing to kind of like finish this up, I've been taking my Ilia bronzer. This is in Novelty. This is really pigmented and quite warm, so I'll just take one and then I'll swirl it in here, tap it off, and then I'll use that as my bronzer. And then I'll swirl it more in here and take it to my drawer. And then for nose contour, I'll take it mainly here because I want to like make this dent lower, and I use this for my nose contour. Just down the sides of my nose. It's like literally nothing much, but I feel like I can't not do this step anymore. And then for my blush, I think the progress actually this time might be a little bit different. I think the bunnies and the Too Faced logo definitely has faded out a lot, and I used this a lot this month actually. Oh, it looks so good on the skin, seriously. And because it's like more of a buildable kind of finish, I tend to like keep dipping back into it, so I don't know, this is such a good blush. It looks so good. And then for highlighter, my Fuego highlighter, that pan, I feel like it's probably still gonna look similar, but we're gonna pan this highlighter, guys, one way or another. We're gonna do it somehow. I feel like that's like a really big task. Maybe in a couple years we'll finish this highlighter. And then finally onto lip color, which is the ColourPop Just a Tint lip crayon in Peach Surprise. It's a mini, so there's not actually much product. Like, this is literally all there is. And you can see there's a slight slope to it because I have been using this like more recently a lot. And I've been putting this in my handbag as well. Alright guys, so this is the final look using all of the products in my current project pan. This is just one of my go-to looks, my go-to glam. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little chatty tutorial slash update. But I guess a quick little overview on this update. I think it was a really good one. I think I made really good progress on everything, but we did finish up 2 brow pencils, and specifically the triangle brow pencil. I can't believe we finished that. Like, when I was like, it's gone, I was in shock. I've been waiting for this moment forever, but 2 brow pencils are gone, so I did add in a new brow pencil from Bold Face Beauty. Although that was the only 2 products we finished up, I think next month we are going to finish up a few more things. So my predictions are this powder definitely will be gone, the No Filter from ColourPop. My Luxe Lip Oil will be gone as well, and then my setting spray will be gone too. So 3 products in the coming month to be finished, I think is pretty good. And of course, we are always making progress nonetheless. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, today's tutorial. If you did, if you could, give the video a thumbs up for me. I'd appreciate it so much. But that does conclude today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. I love you so much, and I'll go ahead and see you guys in my next video. Bye!